So, to the bottom left side of the map, it's gonna be a red Zerg player from Flipsid Tactics. It is gonna be Jon Snow. Oops, my mouse again doesn't seem to like it when I hold down my middle mouse button. So on the right side is going to be our pink Protoss player from Team RedBloods. Let's see if you're cheering on RedBloods and Snovsky in this best of 7 all-kill series from the SC2I Team League Season 6. So yeah, this is our second match of the season. We're casting from replays, which is fine. Again, I mean, expected to cast some from replays at some point. It's impossible to get to do all of them live. It just, it just happens sometimes. So yeah, it just happens. So yeah, I mean, again, I think we've done pretty well to cast as many as we have live already. So, so yeah. Cool. So, Stovsky is going to open up here with probably an expansion, just a single gas down for him right now. He's currently scouting towards the bottom left side here on Ruins of Seras. We get the horizontal spawns, which is, we're going to see, the potential for kind of Roach Ravager aggression or fast lurker pushes being very powerful in this game. As of course, this is replays, so any kind of pause isn't actually going to be experienced by us. The power of replays. We should cast everything from replays for no pauses, right? No, that would be awful. Alright, again, I don't know the result of this. I did my best to avoid the spoilers. I told the teams to avoid spoiling it, and all I have is 7 replays given to me with maps listed 1, 2, 3. I think actually these replays have the names of the players in the maps, but I didn't read them. So hopefully, I think it should be one of the replays, or 2 of the replays, or 3 of the replays should be fake as well. If it's a 4-0, 4-1, or 4-2, but we'll find out, I guess. So, there's RuneScape ads. What have I been doing in my own time? I've been playing RuneScape the last few days, especially when I've been ill. That's exactly what I've been doing. So, I've been playing old school RuneScape. It's such an easy game to play when you're ill and don't want to focus so much and stuff like that. As we see the Twilight Council coming down here for Snovsky in the main base. What's up, AC? How you doing? Thank you very much for the 8-month resub. Crazy guy for the 8-month resub. Has so many resubs today, guys. Thank you very much. And again, new subs and support on Patreon and Twitch and all over the place. Appreciate it, really do. As we see this Adept just coming across the map here early on. We're yet to see what this Twilight Council is going to be for. A couple of possibilities: Dark Shrine, also the kind of Resonating Glaives aggression, which is very popular amongst Protoss players nowadays. So that's both the possibilities. Right now it is just going to be the Resonating Glaive starting up. So Resonating Glaive is on the way, and I'll be out here very shortly. As see this first Adept doing a little bit of damage done. 4 Zerglings so far killed. Has he killed a drone as well? No, just 4 Zerglings, but still 4 Zerglings is good. And now a second Adept comes across, so you can continue to apply some pressure here very early on in this game. And just try and put Jon Snow a little bit behind and just put him into a bit of a worse position for when it comes to kind of defending against what will be the Resonating Glaives push in the near future. I'm going to see these couple of Adepts pulling back a little bit. We do have Blade SC2 in the chat cheering on RedBloods. Do let me know who you're cheering on, guys. Always great to see who you guys cheering on in the team league, see people from the teams, or just who have friends in the teams and stuff. Always interesting to see who everyone is cheering on, and again, it's sort of fun part of the team league, right? To be able to cheer on your favourite team and stuff like that. As these Adepts just going to be poking in, actually going to be, one of them, Shades doesn't get cancelled, 2 of them do, but the other one doesn't. As these Zerglings come in, going to surround this Adept. And another couple of Zerglings coming out, and we'll actually kill off another Adept too now that Link Speed is finished. Resonating Glaive is about to finish up, and Dark Shrine behind this. What's this? 2, 3, 4 gates in total? Am I right there? 4 gates in total? Yeah, 4 gates in total, a 5th gate building. As we're going to see some more Adepts being warped in. Resonating Glaive's not ready just yet. Phone Overcharge going to be popped down. Lots of Zerglings coming in here. Lots of damage taken from these Zerglings. Or taken by these Zerglings. That's not how I want to say it. These Zerglings taking lots of damage. Not really achieving very much. And that's obviously not going to be a good thing when it comes to this incoming Resonating Glaives push, as, well, Jon Snow actually doesn't have a Rotoron yet, which is very kind of worrying just to begin with in general. We actually see a gateway coming up to the left side of the map, so reinforcements are going to be able to come in fast and quick. As we're going to see these Adepts warping in here in a few moments time on this side of the map, and already shading forwards, catching another couple of lings. Roach Roaring now drops 18 more lings on the way, but with 5 adepts coming in at a time, this is not going to be an easy hold for Jon Snow without these roaches. There's also DTs as well, remember, with that Dark Shrine now finishing. A couple of them DTs going to probably go in and, you know, basically the adepts are going to try and distract in one location, and the DTs are going to try and hit elsewhere, although Jon Snow right now has already got that spore up in the natural, and so he's able to do okay over here, as we're actually going to see these adepts getting into a really good choked up position because of this spore crawler in the third, and so some good damage will be done here. DTs are now, where are the DTs? Coming in and working on some queens over at the back. In fact, these DTs starting to do quite a bit of damage now. Adepts shade on over towards the natural here, and Jon Snow, well, his roaches are on the way, so he's going to get these roaches up soon, but is too much damage already going to be done? Queens are already falling. The depths are actually just going to stick in this natural for a little while longer. More depths streaming on in, and, well, the first few roaches, they're going to be caught off guard. They're going to be caught on their own. And now we're going to see DTs swiping away and taking down a, oh no, 3 roaches go down so quickly here. This spore core can also go down, and, well, more roaches coming in, more Zerglings trying to defend in this position, but these Adepts with Resonating Glaives just kill off so much, and this is why you need to prepare for this prior to the Adepts coming in. You need to have the units up in plenty of time, as, oh, so many drones are being dropped here. So many drones are being dropped, and that's actually just going to be GG right there. Jon Snow taps out. Snovsky is actually going to take game number 1 here on Orbital Shipyard. That's going game. Down to the bottom left. It's going to be a pink cross player from RedBloods. It's going to be Snovsky. To the upper right, our red Protoss player called Olim here. It's his cat's name backwards. If you can't figure it out, it's because his cat is called Milo. It is M. Canning, our red Protoss to the upper right, representing Flipside Tactics. I just close a couple of things which have just popped up on my Twitch page so I can see what you guys are chatting about during the game. Because you know me, guys, I like to use you all as my co-caster, fill in some time, and chitter-chatter with you all a little bit early on. So, to kick things off, it's been a couple of different openings already, as we're going to see our Red Protoss player M. Canning. He's going to be dropping the Nexus after a gateway, and we'll actually see Snovsky open up with the 2-gate pressure here in the very early stage of this. A couple of gates being dropped down, Cybercore coming up now as well, and just setting up into this nice and quickly early on in this game. So it's going to be a lot of pressure coming out of Snovsky, looking to kind of set M. Canning behind in the early stages, and just make up for the fact his Nexus is going to be a bit later here in the game. Depending on how aggressive he wants to be, we might see the... depending on how aggressive he wants to be, we might see the... Stargate come down after... before the Nexus of Snovsky. That's something we actually see quite a lot. And we're going to see... I'm kind of just nibbling away at this pile at the front, and... Well, he sees the 2 gateways, and then with the Cybercore finished too, he should know that this is not being a Nexus first time, as we're going to see, wow, Snovsky actually does build the Stargate, but it's up to the upper left side of the map, so super aggressive opening here, and from M. Canning it's going to be about defending. A couple of Stalkers on the way for Snovsky, not Adepts, which is good, because the wall off here from M. Canning would stop any Adepts from really getting any damage done in this game, and should be able to be pretty good to help out against Stalkers too, as it will just come down to where he has put an overcharge and where his units are placed to help him defend the Oracle at the same time, which will be coming in a few moments' time. So, we're going to see this first Oracle starting up in a moment or two. There we go. So, Oracle on the way up, going to be coming along the top side of the map, and a couple of Stalkers going to be coming up and looking to see what they can get done towards the front here, and see if they can put any real pressure onto M. Canning in the very early stages of this game. A little bit of Stalker fight at the front, but that will be won out by Snovsky just by the fact he has more Stalkers. And we'll see a second Stalker on the way out, so M. Canning should be able to hold on against this. Another pylon coming up just to make sure he's safe here. Doesn't want to pop his... yeah, interesting. He doesn't want to pop his phone overcharge just yet, so saving that for now as he has to be careful. There's a phone overcharge now popped, but at the same time, Oracle in towards the main mineral line, and this is where Snopsky is really hoping to pick up the damage, as 1-2 workers already falling. Third will go down now as well, and a fourth is just not going to be grabbed as he escapes into the simulator. We'll come in and we'll actually finish off a Stalker here, and now finish off a couple more probes. Is he out of energy? No, there we go. As we see 7 kills in total, 8 kills in total, and that is 7 probes, and now 8 probes and a Stalker. Oracle takes its leave down to the south. Also got to the scout and gets the scout information too here. So he sees it's going to be Phoenix play out of his opponent. You can see that a Phoenix being made as well. So Snovsky, great start for him. 8 workers killed, Stalker killed. I mean, he's got his own Nexus. About to finish up. And with an 8 worker lead, he's definitely going to be at an advantage now, as we have this Phoenix having a look around to see if he can find the Stargate anywhere. And, well, I'm kind of not actually coming in any further in the Phoenix, so just kind of sticking around with this kind of current situation with 1 Phoenix, and we'll just sort of tech from here. Again, he's down in workers, though, which is a hard position to be in, and now he's going to be behind in tech, too, because he's on Stargate, and he's not making more Phoenix, while his opponent, Snovsky, is going into that Twilight Council, and Blink is already researching, being chrono boosted right now, and getting set up. So another gateway just finished up at the back, another one coming up at the front as well. So going up to 4 gates here in total. There's these couple of Stalkers coming back towards the mineral line just to help defend over here to this, just over to this side. We're going to see this Oracle coming back in towards the natural. There's 1, 2, and a third probe going down. A couple of sentries coming in, and just going to be 4 and 5 more workers going down. Wow, so much damage done. That's what, 13 workers killed? 13 workers killed at the cost of an Oracle. I think he lost, what, a single Stalker too? Yeah, so he lost an Oracle and a Stalker, but so much damage done, and a 10 worker lead. Same number of Nexuses for both players, and Snovsky again about to have Blink finished against no Twilight Council, no tech at all really for his opponent. Again, just this single Phoenix as the only tech MCannon has, and that's where he's really lacking. That lack of workers is really starting to kind of hurt him here, because he does now have a Robo on the way up, but Snovsky has his own Robo on the way up, and he's just going to be open an entire upgrade in terms of Blink. And that's just going to be his advantage in this game. So you can move across the map, pressure some more, maybe try and find a way to get some more damage done, pick a pylon off at the front. You know, this Blink play will give him a lot more, potential to do a lot more damage done. Now, this Blink not done just yet, so you can't Blink under these Phoenix just now. Phoenix going to lift a probe, and you'll see there's the Blink. And actually one of these Phoenix goes down, the other one gets away, and obviously not very useful without a second Phoenix to help it out. And there's another Phoenix on the way, so I mean, again, MCannon maybe just going to commit into a few more Phoenix now, but again, is it worth it? He's already lost 1, they're so late. Are they really going to do very much? Blink's already up for his opponent. As we see these Stalkers blinking across the map, just trying to get over here as fast as they can. Just trying to get a little bit of get a little bit of damage done. And just looking to see what he can get up to. The few units at the front here. There isn't sentries, but I mean the Force Field's not going to be able to. Do too much as that. Pylon goes down very quickly. Actually, MCannon hit into a supply block here, and just Snovsky blinking away while he trades at the front. Zealot goes down as well. Just little trades here so far. As that Phoenix goes down as well. Blinks under it, but it's already dead. Verifin, this is not live. This is being a cast from replays. So I am live, but the games are not. They were played on Sunday, and we're just catching up after the after I was on Sunday, and it was doing WCS Challenger League as well, so it wasn't really worthwhile casting it when it was live, because it would have got about 100 viewers rather than, well, 800, which we're getting now. So we do see this Observer overhead, just looking at a couple of Immortals, some Stalkers, a Sentry here as well. Nexus on the way up at the third base, and we're going to see these Stalkers getting ready to just maybe blink up in towards the main here. As that main army's out of position on the low ground, we're going to see the Stalkers just blinking up one at a time. A couple of misblinks as they do move out of position. This pylon goes down very quickly though. Already is pylon killed off, and well, Rivership Core in a very precarious position as well. He's going to blink forward, he's going to be able to get himself an Immortal kill. And actually Snovsky is just picking away at so much here, doing so much damage, and again, he was at a lead early on in this game, and he's going to be continuing to take leads. However, blinks into double foot and overcharge, doesn't even kill the Mothership Core, and so these Stalkers end up in a bit of a weird position. So actually they started off very well for Snovsky, but turned very bad at the end. Let's see this phone overcharge being popped. And another Stalker killed off here. So actually Cannon kills off a lot of these Stalkers, pretty much every Stalker. And that will bring him back into this slightly, as we do see this Warp Prism going to come up this right hand side and see if we can get any damage done in towards the natural. A few Adepts. Oh, sorry, Dark Templar going to warp in. Didn't even see the Dark Shrine building up earlier on, but Dark Shrine is here, and so Snovsky is going to just keep on looking for advantages. Again, pretty much so, every game so far we've seen, every game so far, every move so far, sorry, from Snovsky, we have seen him taking an advantage with it, until he lost all them Stalkers, I suppose, but this is just going to be another way for him to try and push an advantage. Cannon coming up in this natural. Oh, perfect surround actually comes in very quickly on these workers, but the workers going to start going down, and that will open up access to the cannon. We're just going to see these DTs lift, and again a surround coming in on the cannon just to help protect it, and the Warp Prism having to back away for now. Okay, I like that. Pretty well defended by Canning, but again he's still 10 workers down. The Stalker's still just finding a couple of Zealots for free. I'm just going to see the Stalker's blinking down to the low ground. Alright, Oracle over here actually for Cannon, something which we've not really seen too much of actually. Didn't realise he made an Oracle, but it was a bit of a delayed Oracle. Gets a few worker kills, but nothing too major. 3 kills on it right now. I'll see Stalkers pick off these rocks. And we'll see Blink Force to try and pick off that Oracle. Oof, nearly got it. Not quite though. Alright. I mean, again, Snovsky's just kind of in an advantage, and he has been for a lot of this game. However, Cannon, let's look at the chances he has in this. I mean, he's got +1 already finished. He's got, well, let's look at the unit compositions too. He's got 1 more Immortal. I mean, the thing is, it's pure Stalk, and the thing is, I think there might just be so many Stalkers for Snovsky that he might just end this game with this push across the map. And as we see these Stalkers coming across here. And they're going to be looking to come up and just try and end the game perhaps. Again, there's just so many Stalkers that he might just be able to push into this. I mean, okay, they're not as high tech as the Archons, as the Immortals of his opponent, but when there's just so many Stalkers, and they can blink micro as well to kind of really get kind of maximum value out of these as gateway units. So let's see what happens. A couple of DTs in this too. If you can snipe that Observer, then that will be very effective with the DTs. And yeah, that Observer goes down. Obviously part of the plan here for Snovsky. He knows what he's doing with these DTs. We're going to see the Mothership Core sniped. And we're going to see a couple of gateways going down as well. As we see these Stalkers continue to push forwards, blinking back 1 or 2 at a time. DTs continuing to swipe away, get some more damage done. Pros being pulled into Zep. They are continuing to drop as well. Another big blink forwards. We're going to see another couple of Immortals going down. And that is pretty much going to be it. And Cannon has to tap out of the game. Snovsky takes 2. As we are currently at a 2-1 advantage in favour of RedBloods and Snovsky. Doing some good work so far. Takes down Jon Snow and Cannon in relatively simple, quick games. So top right, here's the Pink Pros player putting RedBloods 2-0 up. It's Snovsky. And his opponent down to the bottom left side of the map will be our Blue Town player from Elevate. Teamed up with Flipsid Tactics here in the SC2ITL Team League Season 6. It is Massa, our Blue Terran player, down to the bottom left side of the map. Let's check if the stream's still alive. Okay, the stream's still alive, but it's not showing me how many viewers we're getting on my XSplit. Twitch dashboard's been dead for a couple of days, so it doesn't show me viewers, but now my XSplit's saying no, 0 viewers, so I was just making sure the stream is still sort of alive somewhere. Again, guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. If you're enjoying, don't forget that follow button will help you to see when I'm live again in the future, with more action from the SC2 Improved Team League, as well as other events which we're covering. As we, just set up into this and look to see what's going to happen here in the early stages of this TVP. It's going to be a, is that just a gateway expand? I think it's just a gateway expand. Sorry, I was just cleaning my glasses. Yes, it's just a gateway expand from Snovsky. Minute and a half in the game. Of course, it's just a gateway expand. It's a gateway expand from Snovsky. Cybercore on the way. And it's just going to be a Reaper expand from Massa in the very early stages of this. So, intrigued to see how this is going to go. I mean, Snovsky's been playing fairly aggressively so far today. Now he's been forced to play on kind of the larger map, the kind of the standard, you know, you can get to 4 bases very easily map. So I'm intrigued as to what he does here, and against a Terran player too. We've seen a Zerg, we've seen a Protoss. He's dealt with both of them, so how does he try to play against the Terran? What does he try to throw out at, you know, what does he try to throw Massa's way to try and throw him off course a little bit? And to try and take this game and to put RedBloods onto match point. And imagine RedBloods start the season 3-0, that'd be such a great start for them. And that's exactly what they would like to kick off their Team League season. Great opening third of the season, I suppose. And 3 matches played out of 9 group stage matches. With 3 wins, that'd be, again, just a fantastic way to start things off. As we're going to see, this Reaper coming up here. We've already seen kind of one big upset in the Team League already today, guys. If you weren't here earlier, Millennium dropped to EC Visualize. 2 games to 4. And EC Visualize, the all-kill from Rake, is what brought them the victory. It was pretty crazy. It was actually really crazy. God, just remembering that now, can't actually, just remembering that now is crazy, just thinking about it. Really, really insane. As we're going to see this Adept just coming down, having a bit of a look to see what's going on. Phoenix, another Adept on the way up. Now, the Stargate play did come out very early from Sosnovsky, so with the Phoenix play, he's looking to just defend here early against potential aggression from his opponent. But Massa not really going to go for early aggression at all. He's already into a second, you know, he might be, you know, he might attack. He might attack soon. But the Phoenix in general are very good at just shutting down kind of 1-1-1 drop play early and stuff like that. Obviously, the Phoenix have more uses than just that. But it's not going to just immediately shut down this kind of incoming push, which is going to be kind of a fast stim. Fast medevacs too as well out of Massa in a few minutes' time. As we're going to see a few more Marines popping out, and Massa just building up here early on. Snovsky dropping the robo facility. Engineering bay is on the way up. As what's this? Reaper just coming in trying to scout to spot the Phoenix as they actually lift that to pick it off. Sorry, Moto X Dad. I now know how to say your name. Thank you for correcting me. Well, it was good to know the proper way to pronounce people's names. Oh, Moto Cross Dad. Oh, now I'm really getting it. Okay, I've got it. I'm never gonna get it wrong again. Trust. If I do, then I don't know. Alright, so I lost my words. An observer on the way out from Snovsky, a couple of extra gates being added on. Still just Phoenix building up here, but with the stim pack halfway done, Widowmines on the way. Actually, Massa is, okay, he's got a single medevac out, and he's making 2 more Widowmines. He might still decide to kind of push with this army if he would like to. As this medevac comes over to the right side of the map. I'm going to be able to come in towards this natural and try and get some damage done with these couple of Widow Mines. As you see these Phoenix just flying through the center. And just seeing if they can get some aggression. This is the first time I've really seen the Phoenix come across the map, so their first chance to really get damage. As you're going to see this medevac will probably not decide to drop here. Well, actually, will drop to the left side of the mineral line, which works as well. And he target fires them, the Widow Mine specifically, and gets what? That was, I think it's 3-1, or maybe 5-1. Didn't quite get to see. I think it was 5-1 actually. So some good damage being done by these first couple of Widow Mines. As this first CC gets delayed a little bit because of the Phoenix. So Phoenix doing an okay job so far. This medevac makes it back home, which is very important too. Now a couple more medevacs on the way out, and we will start to see these Marines pushing across the map. By the time they get over there, combat shields won't quite be done, but +1 should be finished up as well. Well, should at least be finishing up. Well, 40 seconds. It'll be very close to finishing up. Oh yes, only 55 seconds on the combat shields. Still won't be finished for the first kind of stim in. Now Stovsky. Well, what does he have to defend this? He has a bunch of adepts, and that's about it actually at this point in time. The Phoenix are kind of in the wrong place. They're trying to hunt down this medevac over here, and oh, he gets baited into a couple of Widow Mines. A little bit of a bait there by Massa, and that works out beautifully as only 2 Phoenix are going to escape from this, and now, well, now it's actually just a mass Marine against adepts, and well, the phone overcharge is going to die very, very quickly here. These adepts are going to drop so quickly as well. No upgrades or anything on those, as these Marines just stim on through, and Snovsky does not have a lot here at all. These couple of Phoenix come back, they're going to get stimmed And they go down very quickly as well as the adepts continue to drop down. And Massa now has his +1 finish. Combat shields will be finishing in the next couple of seconds. Picks off a few works on this third base. Comes up the ramp and he's already killed the mothership core, so no fear of this floating overcharge. The extra gateway's on here just yet. Snovsky types out GG. And our third game of this best of 7 series will be looking to put RedBloods onto match point. So, let's introduce our players. Down to the bottom right side from RedBloods is going to be our purple Terran player from RedBloods. It's going to be Lillicannon. He was the ace player last week against Connor G Sports. Came in, took down Namshar in game number 7. Great game. If you didn't see it, there's a highlight up on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/SC2Improve. Worth checking out just because it was such a cool, different sort of game. So worth checking if you're into that sort of stuff. If you're into the YouTube content, you want to see how Namshar, how Lillicannon finished off Carnage and Namshar last week. As to the top right, we're going to have our blue Terran player from Flipside Tactics. Again, he's actually from Elevate, but he represents Flipside Tactics in the SC2ITL this season. It's our blue Terran player. It is Massa. Okay, so to start off this TVT, we're going to see a slightly different opening from Lillicannon as he has the second Rax already coming down. Massa comes in, sees the double gas. He doesn't see the factory yet though, so it should already be a little bit suspicious. Okay, now he sees it. So, going to be again a bit weird from Lillicannon. Lillicannon is kind of the king of playing out weird, different strategies. Massa, first Reaper about to pop, and he will go straight into a factory behind us himself. No second gas for him just yet though, but I imagine that'll be coming up very, very shortly here. Just waiting for it to kind of get started. So Massa gonna come out and just scatter around with this Reaper a little bit. Or he's just gonna hold it in this position here. He knows where his opponent is. He's actually already seen what his opponent's doing. And he saw that it was no Marine for a long time, so he knows it's probably a Reaper from his opponent as well. As Lillicannon not gonna have much luck scouting, as he's actually in all the wrong places to begin with. As this SCV just kind of looking around trying to see what he can find, but it's not going to be very much early on here, at least, as he's going all the way to top left. Won't find his opponent here, and now Reaper and a Marine on this high ground as well. There's another Marine coming out. We're going to see a Starport being dropped as well. And yeah, Starport down and coming up. We see a Hellion on the way. What's coming out for Lillicannon? Hellion, and he's making 2 Reapers at a time still, so he's going into a very weird kind of Heat Reaper Hellion player here. Something which is not really standard at all, I would like to say. In fact, it's really not standard at all. As the Starport about to finish, and you're going to see, I imagine, a Medevac to come up and to help kind of get these Reapers and Hellions in towards the main base. And there is Medevac on the way as Massa begins to pull back, does scan, sees the setup here, but pulls back just in time to shut down this attack at the front, as he's going to take a little bit of damage from that grenade. Massa has to stay defensive. Nice bunker on the top, on the high ground, and that's going to help him to really deflect these Reapers and these Hellions early on. As he does have a natural command center so for Massa, it's all about just defending here, not taking too much damage, and just being able to, not taking too much damage, and just holding on, defending in the early stages of this game. A few Reapers on the low ground, a couple of Hellions, and Lillicannon still committing just off of one base. Engineering bay on the way up, now goes into a tech lab on the factory. No add-ons on the Rax or Starport yet. As how many units does he actually have? 7 Reapers, 2 Hellions, and the Medevac coming across too. So I guess, he can kind of jump up here. But I mean, there's 2. You can jump up here and then drop the Hellions in as well with the Medevac. As we're going to see him start coming up here and dropping and jumping in. He's going to see that tank, which is going to be his first target. Grenade star come down. Great connections on the majority of this army. The sad thing is, he spent so long targeting down the tank, he didn't actually really kill anything else. And after that, initial 7 Reapers and 2 Hellions, 5 Reapers and a Hellion go down. And Lillicannon doesn't really kill anything at all. He forces some SCVs off the line, but that really is about it. As we see the command center lifting, going to be moving into position over at the natural, so that's going to land. And Lillicannon only just building his natural command center here now. So again, early on in this game, this really has been a great start for Massa, who defends the aggression, doesn't take any sort of real damage, And he's going to have a natural CC up so much faster than his opponent. He's got better units set up now as well, with a siege tank out, marines, instead of just a couple of Hellions and Reapers still, which are on the map. So that's nice. We do see a Cyclone for Little Cannon coming across. There's a Liberator too, but the Liberator runs straight into this Viking, so immediately big win for Massa, taking down the Liberator. Will lose his Viking, but Viking cheaper than the Liberator, so a worthwhile trade from Massa's point of view still. As that Cyclone does, I mean, okay, makes that Liberator loss not quite so bad. But, so yeah, cool. Is this medevac just going to boost to the right a little bit? I'm not sure where exactly that was headed. But again, Massa just taking advantages, right? I mean, holds on early, keeps his, command center is so much earlier. Stimpack starts up. Lots of Marines coming out. And yeah, just lots of Marines coming out, plus one starts up as well. We see SCVs continue to pop out of the CC. And, I mean, Little Cannon only just now starting to morph in his natural command center as well, so still kind of just popping up the natural command center. There's Rax going to come across the scout. It looks as though Little Cannon will play mech. He's actually already on a second factory, and that's not too much of a surprise, as medevac gets healed up from earlier in the game. So Barrack's just watching for drops, as we see the Hellion and the Reaper for Massa just going to take some map control and have a look around to see what's going on perhaps on the other side of the map, or just keep an eye on the middle of the map and stuff in general. We'll see here exactly what he wants to do very soon. So, I mean, Massa again, upgrades are leading for him. Stim's already on the way. Of course, I mean, Little Cannon's not going to be looking for Stim pack of his own at any point of this game, as he's playing mech. As we see the third CC dropping down for Little Cannon. So third CC on the way to for Little Cannon. That's going to be a little bit faster than Massa, as Massa just committing into 5 racks. They're going to play a very aggressive style of play off of this 2 base initially. So, going to be very aggressive here initially from Massa, looking to do damage, and nice grenade just to make sure the Reaper can't chase too much longer. So, Reaper, Cyclone, I'm just going to chill out towards the middle. And again, I mean, Massa just building up, neither player really making aggressive moves or anything just now, just playing fairly passively. The action will start up soon for Massa as he gets Stim and +1, combat shields will start. The first medevacs are now out, so you can siege your tanks and list them into the medevacs and start moving across the map. This is the point of the game for Massa, where he can start to really kind of commit to doing damage across the map and around the map. As you see, this Reaper actually comes in, identifies he's going to be mech play out of his opponent. Hasn't seen the third base just yet, but sees the factories, so again has a pretty good read on what is going on. And we'll just see this Reaper being cleaned up by a couple of Hellions as well. Watchtower control goes the way of Little Cannon. As Massa just going to pull down this side, check his third base, check nothing's over here, break through these zone rocks apparently. Which is going to allow him to reinforce across the map faster, which is alright considering he wants to be the aggressor in this game. Or at least in the immediate future anyways. And so that's cool, as we're going to see this barracks is not going to be much interest in Massa. Massa just wants to get across here as soon as possible. Only one siege tank right now. Little Cannon sieges one of his tanks in the main and will bring that down to the natural, but he just doesn't have very much at all as Massa sieges up. He's got a Raven as well with full energy, so a couple of auto turrets could definitely help out in terms of finding an opportunity to push this back. SCV's already been pulled, thinking that this attack's about to come up, but it isn't. As Massa just leaving one tank down here for now. Don't know what he had to stim for over here, but he did clean something up. As Massa, there we go. Them auto turrets will tank a little bit of damage as the tanks get dropped on the high ground. Marines here initially will start doing a lot of damage to the tanks, though. All the real damage dealers as the Marines push on through. The Hellions did a lot of damage against the Marines, but enough healing to keep them alive. And now Massa takes control of the natural Little Cannon just like that. There just wasn't enough tanks for Little Cannon. This is the problem. Little Cannon's been a bit too greedy. He went in his third CC so quickly. He didn't have a good position early on in the game. And, all of this combined has just led to Little Cannon not being ready to defend this timing now, where Massa just has so much. Combat shields and +1 armor about to finish. These Marines are about to become a lot tankier. As you see another scan, Massa just assessing the situation here. And this barracks being shot down and is about to be on fire. And it's going to be forced away. But I mean, again, look at this position from Massa. May not want to run into this immediately, but at some point, Little Cannon has to attack into this, right? And that's going to be the problem as well. Actually, it's going to be an alright trade for Little Cannon. He's actually going to get one tank and a lot of damage on another tank as he got to the first shot there. This medevac going to loop around and go. Actually wants to go in towards the main. Doesn't realize still that there's a third base for Little Cannon. When he sees that, that might just be the one thing that makes Little Cannon tap out of this game. So he's going to reposition a little bit over here. As Massa going to stim forwards once again, start fighting against these Hellbat. Siege tank already picked off. He just pulled back now, and he does spot this base over here, and this is going to be surely the nail in the coffin. Little kind of losing this second base of economy, and losing that economy means that he really can't stay in this if he can't land his natural. And this is pretty much just going to be it. The siege tank over here going to siege up as well. Oops, in range though of the tank of his opponent, so that's going to go down. Yeah, Lil Khan just has to type out GG. Not a lot he can do. Tactics dash team elevate. As the bottom left side is going to be our blue Terran player. It is Massa, who has tied up this series 2 games apiece and has the chance to put his team onto match point right now. To the upper left is going to be our red Protoss from Team RedBloods. It is going to be Space Marine. If Flipside loses another series, they're going to have a hard time getting into the playoffs. How many teams get in? So, if you think of it this way, if you imagine that the first place team, there's 4 teams that get in. So, first place loses no matches, second place loses 1 match, third place loses 2 matches, and fourth place loses 3 matches. So, losing 3 matches is about the limit of getting into the playoffs. Obviously, it doesn't necessarily always work out like that, and sometimes there's ties on 4 matches lost, which get into the playoffs based on map score. But it's generally going to be... generally, if you've only lost 1 or 2 matches, you're guaranteed to get in. And then 3 matches lost, 4 matches lost is where it gets a little bit interesting, a little bit weird. So, yeah. It's, you know, again, flip side, if they want playoffs, they do have to just start picking up their game and really kind of bring their A game to pretty much every single match from now on. But again, you know, they've lost to Liquid. They've lost to True Esports, who are 2 of the bigger teams in the group, right? So even if they lose to, you know, even though they've already lost 2 matches, it's been to the better team. So it's not the end of the world. As the top left... I don't know if we introduced him. I feel as though we didn't. It's our RedBloods player. It's Space Marine on a double gas opening here. The start of this PVT, something Massa is about to identify, as he already sees no nexus, and we'll just sneak around with this SCV to try and scout this a little bit later on to see what is happening. Moto across that is going to make me laugh and says, unfortunately, comedy is like sex and should never be forced. That kind of made me smile a little bit. It's kind of a bit of a meta joke. Alright, so this SCV hiding in the main is wanting to come and scout out what's going on in a few moments' time. It is a Stargate very quickly out of Space Marine, who's already moving across the map with his motorship core and looking to see what he can get up to. Massa, not expanding though, has actually gone into a very fast factory and starport of his own. Was this actually a gas first? Sorry, I didn't pay a super load of attention at the start, but if this was a gas first, this would have been a build order advantage just immediately for our Terran player, who right now just going to sit out of range of this motorship core and take down that first pylon. We'll move in range now and just get a couple of shots off, and we'll actually move this Riddleman into a bit of a better position as well, as this probe going to get taken down. So now this Adept can't come up to the ramp either, and so there's not going to be a lot of high ground vision, as the mothership core is going to take a big hit. And that is a big amount of damage taken on the mothership core. Adept will start to shade through here. And we'll see the mothership core will be able to pop 1 foot in overcharge. I don't think the depot will actually go down. Is the Adept going to be a target? Probably, yeah. The Marine's going to be able to get that. Okay, the depot will go down, but loses high ground vision for a moment. As, he actually keeps the depot alive, and the SCV comes back over to repair it on 5. No! Okay. Just doesn't manage to repair it, which is a little bit of a shame. As we're going to see, this mothership core does manage to get away, and this SCV did come back home. Did he actually scout what was going on? He did. So he sees the Stargate, and so Massa already knows that, you know, an Oracle's going to be on the way, and it is actually the Fleet Blanket. Wow. Maybe I did actually see Space Marine playing a Tempest style on this map before, because I really feel as though I did. And so it doesn't surprise, you know, and I said it before the series that we might see something like this, and now we do. I feel as though I said that because I must have seen him play something like this before. I think I just tuned in his stream once and saw him doing it, in fact, but maybe I cast him something else, as this Widowmine not being allowed to go off just yet. Massa just controlling the space between the main and natural, which is always nice as he comes forwards, and just has to be a little bit careful. This Oracle moving forwards as well. Revelation dropped, just to reveal that Widowmine. And obviously the Fleet Beacon has been scouted by Massa, so he knows exactly what he's playing against. He knows this is going to be Tempest play, as he has a Liberator coming across the map to try and get some damage done into the mineral line of his opponent. As, ooh, this Widowmine actually going to lift. And going to be able to get away, as now we see into the mineral line comes this Liberator, but no damage done just yet. There's the first worker killed. But we'll just slow down the gas mining over here right now. I'm just going to have this... Widowmine does get picked off eventually with this, and the Marines having to pick up and just back away as well. Just have a couple of workers killed, nothing too major. Tempest out and will kill off the Liberator. Here is, does it get one more kill? No, not quite. Space Marines sending them workers back to work just at the right time to make sure it didn't get killed off. A couple of Vikings on the way, and this is what it's all about when you play against the early Tempest. Getting your Viking count up early and making sure it's strong. And, yeah, making sure that your Viking count is going to be nice and strong and high. And good enough to take down, you know, Tempest of your opponent and stuff like that. So, I'm going to see these Marines coming in, just going to be looking to pick off a probe or two, and yeah, just looking to see what damage he can get done, as he gets a couple more workers before the probes end up surrounding and killing off. So, Space Marine is like, well, in a position now where he can finally attack, but I already kind of feel as though his opponent, Massa, is in a pretty good position. We actually just see one Tempest, and that's all he's going to commit to here early on. I think because it's been scouted so early, he's just decided it's not worth committing to another Tempest. It's probably not going to, you know, his opponent's going to be, you know, his opponent's not going to be kind of, his opponent's going to be very well prepared for the Tempest, and so, is it really worth committing into another one, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. A couple of Vikings here will be able to go against that Tempest, as the tank already in range of the Tempest will start taking damage. 4 Vikings here in total, should take down this Tempest very easily. The Space Marine looks like he wants to try and push up here. This Stalker's already taking some damage from that siege tank. Oh, this Tempest is going to go down so quickly. He's going to chase it, or he's just going to get it away. But none of the Vikings going down either, which is important as well to note. So none of the Vikings dying, that's important. Again, keeping that Viking count alive. Stim going to finish soon. Combat shields and +1 weapons is just starting up now as well. There's Widowmine's coming up towards the front, and without any real detection, I mean the Oracle, but can't detect all of these Widowmines at the same time because they're spread out. As we see the Tempest just poking in, trying to do what it can, thanks to the Revelation giving him the vision. But it's not going to be a lot, as that Oracle is just going to survive again. Revelation drops on just one of the Widowmines. And the SCV is just repairing up whatever needs repairing. And so far, Massa losing very little in this game, apart from what he attacked with. This Space Marine, what's he going to try and do? He's still shading the depths across the map. He's adding on more gates, resonating glyphs, about to finish. Is he going to just attack up into this? If he attacks up into this, I can't agree with him attacking up into this, because I mean there's 2 tanks, there's lots of Marines with Stim. This attack of his is so late. The Tempest doesn't really add anything to a real kind of frontal attack or anything like that. As we're going to see Space Marine. What does he want to do now? Scan on this army again. See another few adepts coming through the left-hand side. And we see these Marines. I mean, it's actually Massa who's ready to fight into this. You can see he's ready to move out, and here he goes. He's going to drop the Widowmines. He's going to stim in. And I mean, okay, resonating glyphs, so what? He's got Marines with stim, and well, Widowmine's going off as well to soften these up. And well, Space Marine's doing a little bit more than I thought he would. The Tempest is already fallen though. And yeah, okay, there's a lot of Marines here, and Space Marine has no real option other than just tap out, I think. I mean, what else is left? He's got a couple of Stalkers. Best micro in the world. I mean, you can't actually have micro stim Marines, so it's not even going to matter. And I mean, Massa's just going to attack across the map. The Stalkers actually go down, and Space Marine, how does he warp in enough to deal with this attack? I'm not too sure. He just has to hope. I really don't know. A few more deaths being warped in. Tanks already dropping on the low ground. Widowmines will burrow. Vikings will probably just land as well, just because there's nothing else for them to do. Way too much DPS. These adepts fall. GG is called, and Massa is going to put Flipsid3. And let me know who you're cheering for as we introduce our players. So top left side, our blue Terran from Team Elevate is going to be Massa, representing Flipside Tactics to the top left side of the map. To the bottom right, our purple Terran player from Team RedBloods. It is going to be Mythic for what will be our second TVT of this series, which is exciting. Yeah, always got to love a little bit more TVT. Can never complain about that one. So yeah, cool. So I'm intrigued. I mean, this map in particular can make for some very interesting games in this matchup. One of the builds I've seen be very popular here on Prime Terraces is the build which is to go for kind of a Reaper Hellion opening. And from the Reaper Hellion opening, what you can do is you can go into a medevac, and you can hop the Reapers up here, drop the Hellions up, and all of a sudden you bypass any defense which is naturally set up at the front. You know, you basically kind of negate the defender's advantage a lot. So, you know, obviously the defender's advantage, certain aspects of the defender's advantage is still there, but you negate a lot of the defender's advantage by bypassing the front, bypassing having to run up to the high ground from the low ground and stuff like that. See this SCV from Massa going to come across the map to scout, see what's going on, sees it's just a Rax right now, and well, doesn't see a Marine just yet, so it's probably safe to assume it's a Reaper based opening, which is exactly what Massa's doing too. Again, Massa went for a was this not a gas first? Am I crazy? I feel like it was, because he's got so much gas, but he's still going to expand. Maybe I'm just a little bit off. Sorry, I'm getting myself a little bit confused here. As we see, the command center is coming up from Massa. I'm actually really confused. I can't believe I've got myself confused over that. We do see 2 Raxes up for Mythic though, so he's going to go for multiple Reapers in the early stages of this game. Something which Massa is going to have a fairly early factory to deal with. Maybe this is just a very standard Reaper expand from Massa, and I'm just being completely stupid about it being a gas first. It just seemed as though his gas was up so much earlier than his opponent. As you see, this Reaper going to take on the Reaper of his opponent, and Grenade will just push that Reaper back as, oh, Marines on the low ground though will catch it. The first Reaper goes down. It's already a big loss for Mythic. If you're going to commit into lots of Reapers, it's about getting a big number of Reapers, and oh, Massa sees that Reaper there, and that's going to be a kill for him as well. So 2 Reapers dead already. Mythic, for committing into a lot of Reapers early in the game, is not getting a lot of value out of them. Reactor already on the way. He's committing out of this. Tech Lab down 2. Stops up Stim. And we're going to see that natural command center on the way for Mythic. Just a little bit later here than his opponents. So we're actually going to see Mythic actually going to have his CC delayed slightly by this SCV attacking, and Reaper going to have to come back home to deal with this. So that's a little bit of a nuisance as well. There's Massa just going into, well, he's actually got his own Reaper across the map now, and he's actually going to get a Marine kill. And he's even going to get, what, an SCV kill too? No way, he gets an SCV kill, and there's another SCV on low health, but he'll just get away and save the Reaper, which is cool as well. Wow, Massa just getting a little bit of damage early on, and again, the early stages of this just looking to be the slightly better player. Unfortunately for Mythic, but it's not over just yet. Second Rax comes down. Right, let me check. It was a gas first from Massa. So I was right to be confused as to the fact that his CC was still expanding so early. So it's kind of a gas first expand. Not super common at all. Not super common at all. As this Reaper going to come forwards, and oh, well, that's going to be caught by these couple of Hellions, which move up this ramp as well. And oh no, Mythic's losing a lot. He's now going to lose some Hellions on SCVs, sorry, on the low ground too. And Massa just getting so much damage done. One of those SCVs gets away, but oh, Grenade actually going to help Mythic out. And actually, that was a bit of a bad Grenade. Actually loses a Hellion because of it. And that's a little bit of a shame. It's a little bit of miscontrol at the end there for Massa. Could have put that Grenade much further forwards. Would have been a lot better. As Mythic, if we take a moment just to look at the situation in this game, Mythic is, well, not so far behind in Workers. 3 Workers down, does have a much faster stim pack, but his factory, his starport is much later, and he's going into medevacs, and so, so yeah, I mean, Massa is, well, where is Massa's advantage sitting at here, I guess? It's got to be what we ask ourselves, and I guess he's got, what, an extra barracks? So he's got an extra barracks, he's got a tank out already, but that's about it. So this is interesting. Mythic is actually maybe not as far behind as I'm perhaps making out, which confuses me just because Massa's had this slightly earlier command center and taken the better trades so far. I guess it's because Massa, I guess, committed into a couple of Hellions rather than anything else. And he still does have them out, but he hasn't done too much with them, as we do see, wow, this job has already killed 4, 5 Workers, now 6, and he's going to be 7 as well. And as the Marines stim in, they will kill off that medevac. At the same time, Hellions in towards the natural, and oh, some more Workers going down. So much damage being done here by Massa. Again, now he really is at an advantage. 13 Workers killed in the game with a 10 Worker lead. Whoa, SCV Hero kills off that Hellion. I'm just going to see Marines stimming in just to finish off this Hellion. But he will deflect the pressure. But now 10 Workers down, and so Mythic will find himself behind in economy. as he fully saturates this natural goal base once again. And we'll see a couple of medevacs lifting up, and with Stim already finished, I mean, this double drop does have potential for Mythic. Pushing across the map, looking to see what it can get up to. We're looking to see if he's going to be able to drop in over here and get some real damage done. As these two medevacs come over. We see Combat Shield's about to finish up for Mythic as well. So Combat Shield's about to finish up. Third CC on the way up for Massa to the left-hand side. And yeah, the thing is, Massa is kind of expecting something like this and is already in position, so Mythic, while this drop could have been deadly, it's just going to be denied almost immediately. And isn't going to find anything at all with this. Now, this third CC is something you could cancel, but he's not spotting it right now. A Marine over to the left side would be great for him, but he's just not watching for it. So, if he was watching for it, if he was able to deny that third CC, that'd be something for him at least, while his own third CC comes up in his main base, or in his natural. So, this is something you should really at least just check for, right? And he is going to start running over here, so he should be able to cancel this. And there we go, he sees it, stims in, SCV will be killed first, and yeah, just going to be able to cancel this. So, this is nice, and he will take a bit of a lead in terms of his third base timing now. So that's positive. Massa currently holding both watchtowers. Some good map control from him, but good Marines spread around the map. So both players have pretty good map control, pretty good eye on what might be coming across towards them in the relatively near future. Upgrade lead going to go the way of Massa as his +1 weapon's about to finish. Surprise! That's something that Mythic doesn't have yet. In fact, he doesn't even have an energy bay. Wow, that's really surprising that he doesn't have a single engineering bay. That's you know, that sort of seems as though it's something which Mythic should already have. It's just that he's completely forgotten about. Now he has some double engineering base. He'll go into double upgrades. He just feels he should have had something like this before now. As a couple of tanks and medevacs come across, but this sort of harassment is very easily dealt with by a single Viking, and so no real trouble here for Mythic to defend this. Just needs to keep pulling his Viking over here. Shouldn't leave it over there. Should chase these medevacs with it, as they are going to just continue flying around, look to try and get some more damage done. Massa might be in a little bit of trouble, as we have some Marines over here. But he's going to avoid them for the most part. As we actually see the main army from Massa coming across. Supplies, well, 10 army supply lead from Massa. He's up at upgrade as well, which will be an important part of this. Something which Mythic has to try and hold on against this. Wow, these initial Marines taking a lot of damage off these siege tanks. It's going to help out Massa a lot as he picks off that Viking. I think the medevac got shot down though, which is a little bit of a shame. I'm going to see Massa just looking to see what he can get up to. A couple of medevacs going to go over to the left side of the map. 15 Marines inside of them, so Mythic going to try and get some counter damage done. Massa does have his own third base now floating into position after it was cancelled earlier. We're going to see this command center dropping down. And well, Massa just starting to push in towards the natural a little bit. In fact, he does take a pretty good fight here. And he's opening up the supply lead with these small little engagements. This drop from Mythic, however, will deny the third, but I mean, denying the third is something which Massa's already doing as well, so Mythic is still sort of playing catch up here. Might be able to kill a lot of SCVs though. We'll just focus on the third CC, so as long as Mythic can hold on, this isn't so bad for him. Killing the third CC, he's going to have his own third, but doesn't look like he'll be able to take it anytime soon. He just barely has any Marines on this side of the map. There's 10 Marines. Wow, Maz is just going to stim up. He's just going to fight against this. He has a 1-1 upgrade leading at 0-0. And again, that lack of upgrades from Mythic, sorry, is something which I really just really forgot about more than anything. And well, Maz just stims in, drops his tanks further forwards now as well. And Mythic just has to GG out of the game and